Or are you the kind of person where it's just like, no, I need to figure this out. Like, I'm not gonna ask nobody. The campaign's struggling, but 2, 3, 4 weeks in, you still ain't asked for help. That's not good if you're gonna work in the collaborative space. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Amy here, where we are all things digital marketing and career, and I'm back with another sit down video. Typically the videos that I do are based around like vlog style videos, what I do in a day in my life. But I thought this would be a good video because I have been getting a lot of questions. People have been messaging me on Instagram, LinkedIn, emailing me with a lot of different questions about digital marketing, how to get into digital marketing, and just some really simple advice. So I thought I'd answer a few of those questions, but the second part of this video, or maybe it'll be the first. But anyway, the other part of this video, we're going to be going through some interview questions that an interviewer would typically ask you if you're going in for a job interview for a digital marketing role, specifically paid ads. If you're going to do Facebook ads, Google ads, things like that. I have a list of questions that I've been asked, and then just a list of questions that you'll most likely be asked if you're trying to get into digital marketing. So I think we'll just go ahead and start with some of the questions that have been sent to me through social media, through YouTube, so on and so forth. I think we'll just go ahead and start diving into those. I'm not going to answer a ton of questions because most of the questions that I do get, they're repeat questions. People are asking the same questions over and over, which is kind of cool because it helps me understand exactly what it is that the viewer is actually wanting to know. And so that helps me create future videos. So we'll go ahead and start. One of the first questions that I got, I think I got this question twice from this subscriber, and I'm not going to say subscribers' names, just maybe they just don't want you to know who they are, or anonymous, I don't know, so I'm just not going to say their name. But someone said, "Hello, I am currently taking Google's digital marketing certificate. Do you think that will help me get a job?" Absolutely, 100%. The Google Digital Marketing Certificate will absolutely help you get a job. And in fact, that's one of the digital marketing certificates that I highly recommend, especially because it is through Google, and they do digital marketing so well, of course. So I do think it will help you get a job. It definitely won't hurt to have multiple certificates. So if you have that certificate, plus like a Google Ads certification or a Facebook Blueprint certification to kind of stack. I think it's always best when you have stackable education. And when I say stackable education, I am talking about the certificates. You don't have to have a degree, but if you do, more power to you, but it's not required. So the Google Digital Marketing Certificate is a really good one. I'll put the link for this particular certificate below or somewhere in the comments so you guys can find it. But the answer to that is yes, that particular certificate will help you get a job. However, I don't think that certificate alone will help you get a job. It's going to be the certifications plus maybe like a small portfolio, or you know, maybe you see some experience on your resume. If you don't have any experience, I would recommend doing like some pro bono work for like friends or family who have a small business, and you can just kind of use them as a case study. And then if you don't have like a portfolio, those stackable certificates will be really good for you, especially if you're going into entry level. So yes. The next question I got here is digital marketing a good major? Because I'm thinking of having it as a second major. So yes, digital marketing is a good major to have if you're in college, 4-year university, or even 2-year, because I know some community colleges also offer an associate's in it now. So that's really cool actually, because you can spend less time in school. But yes, if you're in college, it is a good degree to have. I have a digital marketing degree. Now, would I recommend you go get a digital marketing degree versus certifications? Yeah, it kind of depends. So if you're looking to go into corporate America, in the corporate space, then the degree might be helpful, you know, if you're going straight into corporate. But if you're looking to be a digital marketing freelancer or an entrepreneur, you can learn what it is that you need to learn through certifications only. Again, university is going to take you 2 or 4 years, depending on community college or university. It will take you longer, but if you're looking to go up on a corporate ladder, maybe be a VP of digital marketing, a director of digital marketing, you know, even become a CMO, a chief marketing officer, if that's your dream and your goals, the degree will help you out long term, because a lot of those higher positions, even though you have the experience, they do require you to have a certain level of education, whether that be a bachelor's, an associate's, or a master's. As you get up on those executive levels, they do require that degree. But if you're really looking to be a freelancer, be an entrepreneur, figure this whole thing out on your own, maybe even work for, you know, a few corporate jobs, but you're not looking to climb the ladder like that. You're just looking to transition into digital marketing, and then maybe later you want to be an executive or higher up, then maybe later you can go back and get a degree. But if you're looking to just really get your feet in, get started, work for yourself, something like that, then certifications are just fine. I want to put emphasis on, you can start working in digital marketing with certifications 100% in the corporate space. But emphasis on, if you're looking to go up the corporate ladder as a marketer, again, as an executive, higher up, director, VP, CMO, they'll most likely require you to have a degree. The cool thing is you can get the certification, work for a couple years, then go back to college while you're working. So either route works really, really well. So it's really up to your goals. All right, so next question. I actually got a lot of these questions. This is just a young girl. She says she's watched some of my videos. She's really interested in digital marketing. She got a lot of insight from my videos, which I'm really happy about. And she was wondering if I do classes or I have a course or something like that, because she really wants to become her own boss. And she just really needs a good point of direction to help her advance in the industry. And I got that message on Instagram. So the answer to, because I've got quite a few people asking me if I do courses or if I do classes for people looking to go into digital marketing. The answer is no, not right now. So right now I'm not in the space to do courses or classes, just because of how hectic my life is. Not saying that I won't do it anytime soon, but when I picked up the camera and started talking to it and vlogging about digital marketing, it's generally because I really have a passion for it, and I was getting a lot of questions just in my personal life about digital marketing, and I thought to myself, oh, if these people are asking about it, then I'm sure there's like a ton of other people out there, you know, maybe on YouTube or whatever, that might have the same questions, which is really what prompted me to pick up the camera. I really just want to come from a very genuine place, and provide as much free information, insight, tips, and tricks and advice as much as I can to help people get into the industry, transition into the industry, or people just watch the videos because it's just entertaining to them. I watch a lot of day in the life videos of people in different industries that have nothing to do with me, just because it's entertaining. So maybe people just watch for entertainment. But in a nutshell, I don't offer courses or classes, not at this point in my life. But I do have an ebook that I created. I think it was sometime last year. I created a Facebook Ads Manager Planner for not only business owners who need to plan out their ads, but also for people looking to transition into digital marketing. And that ebook basically helps you plan out a campaign. So if this is your first time working on a campaign, whether it's for yourself and your own business or for another client, the planner helps you plan out the campaign. And it's really from a beginner level, beginner to intermediate level, so you can really get started. The planner, essentially, it helps you plan out the campaign, so then you can go in, build it out on Ads Manager, and launch it. So I do have that ebook. If you guys are interested in it, I can put that ebook up for sale. I have the digital ebook, but I also have the hard copy ebook if you guys are interested in that. If you are interested in either one, please just comment down below and let me know, and I can definitely get my website back up and running for those guys who are interested in that. It's really helpful, and it just takes you step by step by step. So that I do offer courses and classes. Not yet, not at this time. So all right, next question. Hey, I found your YouTube channel due to the algorithm recommendations. Your channel has been very helpful so far. I'm looking to transition into digital marketing. So far, I'm currently working on Google Ads certification. Do you have any career advice? My main motivation is I don't like my current job and I want to be able to make more money. So kudos to you, first of all, for taking Google Ads certification. Great certification to get started in digital marketing. The question was, do you have any career advice? Because his main motivation was that he doesn't like his job. He wants to make more money. So yeah, I do. I have a ton of advice, but I'll just give you the advice that I would have hoped someone would have given me when I first started. And that advice is, when you're going into digital marketing, choose a niche when you're first starting off. So there's so many different areas of digital marketing, and I've discussed this so much on my channel. For you guys who are not new, you know that I specialize in paid ads, in social media ads. That's my bread and butter. That's what I specialize in. However, I have been educated, certified, and trained in all facets of digital marketing, including content marketing, organic marketing, SEO, email marketing, and of course, Google Ads, paid search, all that jazz. However, I have a niche that I've worked in the majority of my career and that I have a passion for and I prefer. And the reason I suggest that you choose a niche is because if you try to learn every facet of digital marketing, it's going to take you forever to master it all, and you're never going to get started. You're never going to get your first client. You're never going to get a job because you're trying to master too many things at one time. There are so many companies out there that's hiring just for Facebook Ads Manager. Literally just Facebook, not TikTok, not Google, nothing else, not Instagram, just Facebook Ads Manager. There are so many companies out there who want just a Google Ads expert. There are so many companies out there. I literally just saw a posting on LinkedIn today. They're hiring for a TikTok Ads Manager, just TikTok, $90,000 a year. $90,000 just to run TikTok ads. And you know, it's just, you have to choose a niche because you'll never be able to learn everything at once. And the way that I became a full stack digital marketer, learning all these different areas of digital marketing, is because I got a job in digital marketing and I was an expert in Facebook ads, and then they taught me Google, and then they taught me SEO, and then I went to another job, and that's where I learned email marketing and content marketing. So as you grow throughout your career, you're automatically going to be learning these other areas of digital marketing. You'll be able to get these certifications, but you need to become an expert in one, get it down, and then start applying for jobs. Okay, so if you want to do SEO, learn SEO. If you want to do paid ads like me, learn paid ads. If you want to do email marketing, learn email marketing. Understand the different areas of digital marketing. Find which one that you like, that relates to you. If you like writing emails, if you're a good copywriter, become an email marketer. You know, if you like social media, become a social media paid manager. Like, choose what it is you want, become a master at it, get paid well for it, and then if you want to learn other areas and become a full stack marketer like myself, then you'll just learn most of it on the job. Okay. So that's my advice for you there. Don't stress out, be trying, oh my gosh, I saw this one girl do SEO, but this other girl do Google Ads, and this other girl do Facebook Ads. It's just so, just choose one. Everyone's hiring. Just choose one. Okay? All right. I think that's all the questions that I'm going to go for today, just because I have so many questions that are kind of repetitive, and I really want to dive into these interview questions that are going to be super helpful. So these interview questions that I have, you guys, these are interview questions that I have specifically been asked when I've been applying for jobs, or when I have applied for jobs as a digital marketer, both as a freelancer, entrepreneur, and for a company. Okay. These are going to be really, really, really important. I can say out of all the jobs that I have had probably 90% of all the companies have asked these questions. And these pertains to, again, paid ads, the niche that I'm in. Okay, so first question that most companies are going to ask you about, especially if you're going into paid ads. Paid ads includes Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, and even Google ads too. So you can be a specialist in one of those areas. You can literally be a TikTok ad specialist and that's it. You can be a Facebook ad specialist and that's it. Instagram, I do all of them, but you can specialize in just one. So first question that most interviewers will ask you, let me get to my questions and my notes. Okay, first question that you'll most likely get, or it'll be in there somewhere, is what type of budgets have you managed? Okay, so this interview questions really helps the interviewer understand your bandwidth and what you're comfortable with as far as managing budgets when you're running ads, whether that's Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, all that. So this question is going to be really important because you really should, as a digital marketer, when you're applying for a job, you should be comfortable enough that you can work with any budget. So I've worked with companies and clients who had really small budgets, $5,000, $2,000, $1,000 a month. And then I've worked with six figures, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, $2 million a month. So you should really be comfortable with any budget, and that's why I said you can't learn all of these different areas of digital marketing at once, because just learning one is so much and you need to be good at managing budgets for that one. And especially if you're working with a client who has a lower budget, they may need you to be more of a complex thinker and a complex strategist because they have a lower budget. And when you have a lower budget, it is a little bit harder to get the conversions that you want, get the results that you want, because you're kind of, there's that restraint there on the budget. So you have to really be creative and think. Sorry if you guys hear my dog barking. But you really have to be creative and think outside the box in order to make a lower budget work. So that's going to be the first question. So make sure you're practicing with all kinds of budgets. So the next question is, what platforms are your favorite to work in and why? So this question really helps understand your strength in certain channels and where they could use room to grow. So you should be comfortable working in whichever platform you applied for. So if you'd apply to be a Facebook ads manager, a TikTok ads manager, or maybe you applied to do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, whatever you apply for, you need to be comfortable and say, hey, I'm very comfortable working in this platform. It is going to be really cool if you are going to be working with different platforms and then they say, well, what's your favorite? And you say, oh, my favorite is Facebook because, I like using Facebook and blah, 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 blah. I like the algorithm. And then they'll be like, have you ever worked on Twitter ads before? And then you say something like, I have worked on Twitter ads before. I definitely would say I'm more of a novice. It's not my strong suit, but because I'm so well versed in Facebook, if you do need me to work in Twitter, I know how the back end looks. It looks very similar to Facebook. So I feel comfortable hopping in there, exploring and learning. And then that will give you the opportunity. They'll be like, okay, cool. We can train this person on Twitter. Boom. Back to what I said a little bit earlier. Now you're learning on the job. Now you're getting all these different certifications and experiences on the job. I did that a lot when I first started. I started off with Facebook. Facebook, is so easy. I feel like I'm 100% an expert. But again, TikTok, the back end of TikTok, the back end of LinkedIn, Twitter, they all look very similar. So I'm very comfortable going in there and navigating, understanding the jargon that's used on the back end of those platforms. So if you need someone to dabble into those platforms, I'm more than willing to learn. If you say something like that, then they'll train you, and then boom, now you have 4 or 5 platforms under your belt. Okay. How do you prioritize projects or tasks? I always get this question. Because what happens when you have multiple tasks with the same deadlines, and it's important as a digital marketer for you to understand and have a routine on how you prioritize these multiple deadlines, because you can be working sometimes with 4, 5, 10 different clients at one time, and they all have Facebook ads running, they all have Instagram ads running at one time. So how do you manage multiple clients with multiple deadlines at the same time? I will say most companies are going to be a little bit hesitant to hire you if you don't have like a lot of organization skills, project management skills, because you're more than likely are going to be working with more than one client. It's very rare, even though I've done it, but it's very rare for you to go into a marketing agency or a company. Well, it's very rare for you to go into a marketing agency, I should say, and only have one client. If you're an in-house marketer for one brand, then of course you'll just be working with that one brand. But if you're looking to go into like the agency space, you'll more than likely have multiple clients. So if you don't know how to prioritize those tasks and those deadlines, that really could be a bummer. And one thing about Facebook ads, you'll be running an ad and it'll be going so good for a week, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna take that off my radar. Client A is doing good, client B is doing good, client C is doing good, maybe client D needs a little bit loving. I'm gonna work on client D, not worry about A, B, and C. And then all of a sudden the next day you wake up, D, C, and A are all jacked up. And so it's just like, how do you manage that? Okay. So you can't be easily, I don't want to say you can't, but you have to learn how to not be easily stressed out. Maybe talk about some project management software tools that you've used in the past, and then making sure that you get it across that you don't have any problems committing to deadlines. Okay, so those were some notes I put down. I know a lot of people hate this question, but this question is most definitely going to be in your interview. Tell me about a past project that you're proud of. And this is an opportunity to get the candidate to speak more in depth about their experience as a digital marketer. So even if you're entry level and you've never worked for an actual agency or a company, but you've freelanced a lot, or you've just worked on your own a lot with some like clients or friends or families, small businesses, you can say, you know, hey, this is my first time applying for a corporate position. I've worked as a freelancer for this amount of years. Here's my portfolio. I'm really excited to show you what I did for a close friend who had a t-shirt business, and I took their t-shirt business from 2x to 4x in a matter of 6 months, or what have you. So don't feel intimidated by this question if you don't have a ton of experience in actually like a company, but most of your experience is through you doing case studies and working with small business owners, such as, you know, your mom and pop shops, or, you know, your friends and family who, you know, said, hey, look, we'll give you a chance. If you have the results, you have the results. It doesn't matter whether you did it on your own, you did it at an agency, you did it, you know, it doesn't matter. If you have the results, you have the results. So don't be intimidated by that question. Definitely be ready to go in and prove to them that here's a project that I did that I'm very proud of. Even if it's your mom and dad's store, you're like, look, my mom and dad, they own a restaurant and they need help. I helped them, and they went from 20 customers today to 50 customers a day. That's impressive. Okay, so the goal here, when they're asking you these questions, they're trying to identify like the level of detail in your work. Number one, they want to understand your research method style, and then how you collaborated with team members, if at all. If you've never collaborated, then you just haven't. And then, are you purely tactical in nature, or can you speak to strategy behind execution? Okay, so all of these notes here, again, these are things that I've thought of that, you know, it's going to just be super important for you to understand. So when you go into these interviews, have at least one project, one campaign that you've worked on that you're very proud of, that you can't wait to show them. Always have that. Okay. This question. Okay. This question is super, 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 super important. How do you stay up to date with industry changes? The digital landscape, digital marketing, whether it's SEO, paid ads, email marketing, organic content, it don't matter. Digital marketing, the landscape changes every single day. And in order for you to be successful in the industry, you have to stay up on the industry trends. How do you do this? Well, listen, this is how I do it. I'm always taking free online courses with Coursera, Udemy, things like that. I'm always reading research blogs. If Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn sends out some white papers or some literature about some updates, I'm always reading the updates. You have to be up to date with the industry trends. If you're not, you're going to fall behind, and you're going to go to work one day. You're going to work on a campaign, and what you thought worked is not going to work. You're going to be confused and wondering why it's not working anymore, why your campaign sucks, because you haven't been up on the industry trends. Now, if you work for a company, most likely if there's industry changes or trends that happen and you're working at as a team, your manager will most likely let you know about these trends and updates and changes. They'll most likely let you know. But you have to have some initiative and be up to date on these things on your own. I think it's much more impressive when you go to leadership and like, hey, have you guys heard about that iOS 14 update in Ads Manager? Or have you heard about that change with MailChimp, with the email marketing? When you go to them, it's quite impressive. But I will say for most of the companies I've worked for, they will say, hey, listen, these are the updates that are coming down the pipeline. I need you to be ready for this. But I think it's your responsibility as a digital marketer 100% for you to also stay up on those trends, especially if you're deciding to go the freelancing route and start your own digital marketing agency. So if you're looking to start your own digital marketing agency as a freelancer or an entrepreneur, then you don't have anyone to hold you accountable or responsible for knowing these updates. It's just you and yourself. So that's going to be very important. All right, a few more questions for you guys. Now, these are the other two. How do you explain complex answers to a client? You're probably like, what? But this is a question. So as a digital marketer, you'll be well versed in your niche, whatever your niche is, paid ads, whatever. You'll be well versed in your niche, and then you'll start to use a lot of jargon. You'll have a lot of acronyms in your repertoire, right? You'll be talking amongst your coworkers. If you're working at an actual job and you guys will be using this jargon, you'll be talking about metrics and, oh my God, what's the conversion rate and what's the CPA, cost per acquisition, how many impressions, what's the impressions cost, like all these different words. You'll be like, what's the open rate, bounce rate of the emails? To you guys, you're just having a conversation. You talk to a client, all that jargon goes right over their head. They need to know, did I make any sales? Did I get any leads? If I did make any sales, if I did get any leads, how much money did it cost me? Am I in a deficit or I'm not in a deficit? Did I make money or lose money? And you have to be able to explain that to them in a way that they understand, removing all the jargon. Now, don't get me wrong. Some clients, a lot of clients actually, they've been working in business. They've been working their business so long, they know exactly what you're talking about when you use some of these acronyms in this jargon. But it's going to be most important that you can explain this and break this down to business owners who know nothing about what you're talking about. They just want results. And these business owners, when they come in, they paying you $5,000, $10,000, $2,000 a month to run these ads or create these emails for them or create this content for them. They paying you because they don't want to do it and they don't know how to do it. And if they don't even know how to do it, what makes you think they know the jargon and the acronyms that they don't? So you have to be able to explain it. And so then the interviewer might be like, okay, say you have a client, Pop's Bakery, Papa Joe's Bakeries. And Papa Joe's calls you and he says, hey, looks like I haven't got any sales in a week. Can you tell me what's going on? And then you'll be like, oh, it looks like during this holiday week, unfortunately, we got less impressions than we thought we'd get due to the holiday seasons. And the impressions came in at about $2.48 per 1,000 impressions. And typically it comes in at, they're going to be like, girl, what's that mean? Huh? I don't know what that means. What happened? So, you know, you just have to be able to explain those things in simpler terms to these clients who don't have the patience nor the time to understand what exactly you're talking about from a professional standpoint. Okay? So very, very, very important. And also another thing that's why it's important, I actually wrote down, is because we want to make sure you don't dance around the question. Having difficult conversations, right? When things do go wrong, do you dance around the question? Do you get straight to it? How do you answer a difficult question? And then are you sharing too much, too little? So that's also going to be very important outside of being able to explain it in simpler terms. If it's not the results that you want and you having to explain that to a client, making sure this candidate can explain it without dancing around the question, but also explaining it in a way that, hey, the results may not be what we want this week, but we're being proactive, not retroactive. We've already worked on it, and today alone we've already seen this amount in increase, meaning that by this time next week we'll be back on track. So that's going to be very important. Okay. I have a few more questions here. I want to do one more because I don't want to make this video too long. We want to talk about, let's do one question that I have for like your actual culture, the culture and fit. So we talk a lot about, you know, experience, but one of the questions that you'll always get is, do you perform better working individually or as a team? Now, this question is going to come up a lot, and this question actually comes in any industry, but the reason why it's so important if you're going to go into an interview for a digital marketing position is because, especially, well, depending on whether you're going to be an in-house marketer or you're going to work at an agency where there's other marketers, it's important for the interviewer to know, are you a worker that collaborates a lot with the team, where you put your heads together and come to a conclusion? Maybe you're struggling with the campaign, and then there's Joe who sits next to you, and then you say, hey Joe, I've been struggling for the last week with this campaign. I've done this, I've done that, and it hasn't worked. What do you think? Can you take a look? Are you that kind of person? Or are you the kind of person where it's just like, no, I need to figure this out. Like, I'm not gonna ask nobody. The campaign's struggling, but 2, 3, 4 weeks in, you still ain't asked for help. That's not good if you're going to work in a collaborative space. And not saying that you can't be an independent worker, because I very much am an independent worker and have always been an independent worker. I would go into some of my old jobs and I would be on that computer all day and not talk to no one, but it's because I knew what I was doing and I didn't need no help. But when I did need help, the rare few times that I did, you best believe I was asking a coworker or a higher up, because I did not want it to reflect badly on me. Now, if you're working in an in-house position where you're the only person doing marketing, you best be good at being an independent worker, because who are you gonna ask a question to? The person above you most likely don't even know the question, because they hired you as the only marketer because they don't do marketing and they needed a marketing girl or boy, or person, I should say. So you better be able to answer that question and say, hey, I'm an independent worker. You know, if there is anything that is out of order or I'm not understanding, I will do a Google search and figure it out. I'll go on YouTube. I'll reach out to some colleagues from a previous position, basically let them know you're gonna figure it out, because who else gonna figure it out? You're the only one. You're the girl. You're the guy. You're the marketer for that brand. Now, if there is someone above you, maybe there's a CMO and then they just hire one person on the CMO, and you can ask your CMO some questions, come to him or her, but most likely if you're in-house, you'll have to be able to figure things out on your own. So it's very important for you to decide whether you want to be an in-house marketer or you want to work in a collaborative space, because whichever one you decide, you have to be that particular kind of worker. Okay. So I think I'm going to end there. I had a ton of other interview questions, but I think those are the main ones I went through, and I picked out the main ones that I feel like are the most important for people who are going to be interviewing soon or looking to interview soon. And then obviously I want to get some of those questions that people were asking off of my chest. And yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, continue to leave them, continue to send those questions to me. Again, if they're like repetitive questions, then I will just take that one question and answer it for all of you guys. But if you have any new questions that I didn't talk about today, I didn't answer today, always leave them down below, and then of course I'll do another QA, and we'll see you guys next time.